I'd like to take a minute to thank our proud sponsor, Traeger. Once again, I think it's grilling for dummies. I made the best burger maybe I've ever had in my life on a Traeger. My wife likes the steaks. She hates when I cook. She loves when I cook on a Traeger. This barbecue season, grill with flavor. Grill with a Traeger wood pellet grill. Once you experience Traeger wood fire taste, you won't want to go back to cooking with gas and charcoal. It's just a fact. Traegers are easy to use. There's no need to constantly prod, poke, and flip your food. You just load up your hopper with 100% natural wood pellets, set your cooking temperature like you would an oven, and let Traeger's signature heat and smoke do all the work. Look, no more babysitting your grill. You can go play golf. You got a little app you can use, right? Set it and forget it. You go back whenever you want to do it. With Traeger's 6-in-1 versatility, you can do it all. Grilling, smoking. I smoke. Baking, roasting, braising, and barbecuing from burgers to brownies. You heard it right. Make lunch, make dinner, make dessert. Dude, you can make breakfast. Eggs probably work on there too, huh? Yeah, they do. Hey, I remember I wanted to ask, quick little story. We were talking about dirt roads, okay?
Yep.
And I'm going to pretend, I'm just going to talk like I'm not fucking soaked in beer right now, dude. I'm going to fucking move on and be a trooper because that's the pro way to go.
But just please tell me that we're not going to edit this out.
Oh, no.
The deal.
No, this is
Perfect.
We have our clickbait now.
Just being earnest. Just being earnest. Just being earnest. Just being earnest. A little.
No, actually, what was it? 12?
12.
Something like that.
Well, we never went to get our balls that we drove. We teed off and then went to the...
I went to the shack.
Yeah, we never even got the balls.
Oh, well.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Maybe we'll find them next time.
Yeah. Miss them. Let's see.
Wasn't the first one I lost that day.
No, I went through 12 balls. For sure, a whole box. Are we rolling? Yep. Oh, man. What's up, dude?
What's up?
We got Aldean in here on Just Being Earnest. We also got Tyler Farr in the room. He's going to holler. I wish we got to get a camera on you at some point for sure. His outfit's so good.
Yeah, I asked him this morning if he just grabbed the first couple things he saw in his drawer. Camouflage pants, Georgia Bulldog jersey with some camo and red shoes. I mean, it's kind of put together almost.
It is. You know what, though? It's just the red and the neon orange almost don't go. That's hilarious. Dude, I want to talk a little bit about how you even got in here today.
Yeah.
And how you kidnapped me.
I keep a promise. What can I say, man?
You do. I'm glad you came. Yeah, we were going to have Jimmy Allen on the other night, and Jason and I were playing golf, and my whole production team was here, ready, set up, and he's like, look, hey, you ain't leaving.
Yeah, well, you said you had to leave. You were like, I got to go. I got to do a podcast with Jimmy Allen, and you were like, I don't know if I can get through it. We've been drinking all day, and I'm like, well, let me just call Jimmy and tell him you can't make it.
Dude,
so I called Jimmy.
Jimmy straight up said, and then
Jimmy was playing video games anyway.
Jimmy said, he texted me and goes, no, bro, you're doing me a favor.
Yeah. Jimmy's playing Call of Duty or something. He didn't want to leave anyway. So
oh my
you're
gosh.
welcome to both of you guys.
Yeah, well, thanks. And again, thanks for being here today.
Yeah, man.
We just met a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten to know you too well. I got to know you a little bit, but I want to talk a little bit starting. Can you tell me a little bit about your story when you came to Nashville? I know we touched on it a little bit, but tell me the first couple of years and what that was like.
Well, I had a band, and I'm from Georgia originally, Middle Georgia, right. and I had a band there out of high school, and we traveled around, kind of the Southeast playing bars, and I graduated high school in 95, and in 98, I was playing at a bar called the Buckboard in Atlanta, which is a bar that, people like Mark Wills came out of there. Cletus T. Judd came out of there.
Cletus T.
Yeah. So a guy back in the 90s named Darren Norwood was a guy that came out of there. And so, at the time there was, some acts that were coming out of there. And so my producer, Michael Knox, saw me playing in a showcase there. And I was playing some songs that I'd written. And he was the VP at Warner Chappell. So he was working for Warner Brothers Publishing here. And basically signed me to like a publishing deal to bring me to town and start trying to work on, getting a record deal and those kind of things. But
What year was that?
That was at, I moved to town November 1st of 1998.
Wow.
And so I didn't land my record deal. The first couple years were kind of weird. I was here, I moved in November, and in December, I got offered a record deal by MCA. Mm-hmm. And they were like, okay, we're getting ready to shut down. Everything here shuts down for like a month or month and a half during the holidays. So yeah, it was kind of like, all right, well, after the holidays, we'll get together, we'll figure it out and kind of make it official. Well, after the holidays, Decca Records, which was here back then, shut down and merged with MCA. And so they absorbed some of the acts that were over there, guys like Gary Allen and Red Akins. So they got some new male artists over there. And they were like, well, we weren't expecting that. So, we got too many male acts now. So they kind of bailed on the deal. So a couple years later, Capitol Records offered me a deal.
Wasn't that this building?
Capitol.
This used to be Capitol. Was this after?
I think it was after that.
Okay.
So, but Capitol offered me a deal, and it was one of those things where the president of the label at the time was a guy named Pat Quigley, and he was the one that green-lighted, them to sign me. Well, before we could get my deal done, Pat left and Mike Dungan came in, and so who's still there today.
Right.
And, it was just one of those things where, I don't think Dungan ever really was 100% into what I was doing. And what I was doing then is a little different than what I was doing now. I mean, obviously it's kind of grown and
What were you doing? Was it?
I mean, it was
still rock.
Yeah. I mean, it was still kind of the country rock stuff. Yeah. But I mean, you know how it is in this town, man. It's like you kind of zone in on your thing, and it gets better and better and better. And so, honestly, I got dropped from Capitol, and it was probably the best thing because it gave me a few more years to kind of get ready and really kind of dial it in, what I was doing. And so, but that was kind of my first couple years. And then I didn't sign I signed my deal at Broken Bow at the end of 2003. And that was just kind of a Hail Mary. I was getting ready to go back to Georgia.
Really?
And kind of move out of town and go get a real job, as people say. And
what would you have done?
I don't know, man. I mean, I played music my whole life. I don't know. I'd probably be, playing some bar. Still.
That's why I always told my mom, I was like, I'm either going to make it in music or probably be homeless, because I didn't really ever think of a plan B or whatever. And I hated real jobs I had.
I think when you're a musician and you love it, and it's sort of like in your bones. I don't know how you do anything else. I don't know how you go and like work at a bank or something. I mean, I couldn't do that.
No, at all. Especially with my haircut, they wouldn't let me work at no bank at all. I might work at a Logan's Roadhouse or something.
Waffle House.
A Waffle House. Damn, can you imagine? Free Waffle House. Shout out Kid Rock. Free Waffle House for forever, dude. Let's see. Let me see some of this stuff. I know we had some fan questions I want to get to. We're gonna ask some stuff. Yeah, dude, this is a good one. What fathering advice do you have for Ern? Also sponsored by Goody's Hangover. You know what's bad? Hangovers. You know what's good? Being able to get rid of those hangovers. That's where Goody's Hangover Powder saves the day. You simply pour it in a glass of water, drink it down, experience fast pain relief. It's literally that easy. Do what I do on mornings where you need a little, what's the word? Hit of alertness. You grab a Goody's Hangover Powder and make your day a good one. Goody's has hooked all of my listeners up with a special Amazon discount code. Use off ERNEST for a discount on 6 packages of goodies today.
Oh yeah,
I need
getting ready to first time dad. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
I think being a dad. I mean, Tyler, hell, he's a brand new dad.
Oh yeah,
too.
You had a kid in February.
Yeah.
When's your birthday's in February, isn't it?
February 5th. She was born. My daughter was born the last week of January. She was supposed to be born this week. She was over a month early.
Oh, well, see, that scares my wife so much because one of her best friends had another one like a month early, and like Delaney's just like, I'm not ready. It's like, it's crunch time now because we're due May 1st, so
you'll know what to do.
That was my advice. Answering the question, my advice is this: it's like kind of the same thing I told Tyler. I mean, when you're a first time dad, it's like, I don't think I'd ever even change a diaper or anything, and you kind of figure it out, and the way you do things may not be quite right. It may not be how your wife would do it, but it's like, you know, you figure it out and your way becomes the way the kid knows, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think you just, you know, you learn. And I do think that like instincts kind of take over too, you know? I mean, I
Sure.
think we all kind of have that instinct in us that we don't know is there until you kind of have to use it.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, it's pretty cool to see it happen.
I'm pretty pumped for it, to be honest. Like I heard somebody put it like it's like you get to customize your best friend.
Yeah.
And like I kind of love that. And I was adopted at 3 weeks old, so like I've always wanted to procreate. And like when I met Delaney, I was like, I want to have a kid with you and like see my DNA,
right.
you know, and like, yeah, I'm stoked for that. Boy, it's going to be a hell, you know.
Well, I think the coolest thing you can ever do in life, I mean, and you know, I say this all the time. It's like, no matter what I do in my career or, you know, any of that stuff, it's like being a parent and raising a kid and what, I mean, my oldest is 18. Mm-hmm. My youngest is 2.
Right.
So I have an 18-year-old, a 13-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 2-year-old. And my oldest is getting ready to go to college, you know.
Wow.
And it's just watching her kind of become an adult and, you know, remembering when, you know, she was a baby and just like, you know, how she's grown up and how she's turned out. It's really cool to see that and that you helped kind of do that. And, you know, and physically you look at them and you're like, God, you know.
Yeah, I'm
it's
excited.
like looking in the mirror a lot of times, you know, and it's really, it's just, there's no better thing you can ever do, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm pumped for that. Do any of your kids have any, like, are they musically inclined? Is your daughter interested or anything?
Yeah, I mean, my daughter actually is going to Belmont.
Cool.
She's going to go to Belmont, and she's a guitar player, and you know, like she you know,
Chick guitar
she
players.
rips on guitar. You know,
Yes.
she's like lead guitar player. So, she's got a little bit of it. My 13-year-old, she's kind of like she's playing sports. She's into she plays volleyball. She's into that right now. But my oldest has kind of always had a little bit of the music bug in her, and then the 2 little ones, it's kind of hard to tell right now. But you know, Memphis especially, he's got the name. So, you know.
Hey, if Memphis is ready to pull the trigger on a music career,
Memphis Aldean is, I think that's a
he's got the name.
pretty baller name.
Dude's got the swag too.
Yeah.
He's always decked out.
So if he's got it, if he's got the music talent, that'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, he's set up. Let's see another one.
He'll probably be into like painting or something.
Hey, what? But
Watercolors.
Still, Memphis Aldean. I mean, I would trust him as a doctor. Is like Dr. Memphis Aldean. Yes, OxyContin.
Don't trust anybody as your doctor that's in my family. Trust me.
Maybe I do. Maybe I will though.
We're like good at one thing. And that's it. That's all we got. Music. And that's even suspect sometimes.
That's hilarious. Let's see. Another fan question. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. Who's better at golf, Jason or Ern?
I think we're equally as bad.
I think
we are equally as bad.
I would agree with that. Morgan asked, he's like, is Aldean pretty good at golf? I was like, I mean, we're kind of about the same. And that's what Morgan said. So we're all hacks.
Yeah, 100%. Well, the thing with me and you is like, I feel like I started out pretty good. And then like, you know, by the end of the front 9, I feel like we didn't really care at that point. We were just having fun and just, you know, had a few drinks and we were like, didn't really care what our score was at that point. So it's kind of hard to tell because I feel like I've never played a round of golf where I don't drink and have fun.
Yeah.
So I'm curious if I ever played and didn't drink for a whole round, what my score would actually be.
Yeah, that is true. But sometimes a drink help, like maybe getting drunk doesn't help, but I feel like a beer helps me loosen up.
Yeah,
and
I just get to the
head.
point. But who's going to drink a beer? Nobody's going to do. If I'm going to do that, I'm going to drink a water.
Grandfathers. Yeah, that's true.
And then I just kind of reach that I don't give a shit part of the day, and I'm like, all right,
yes.
whatever. Then I'd start, like you could see our scorecard. We kept up with it through like hole number 9, and then it was just like
you skipped one.
It was like 1 there, and then you skip 2, and there'd be a score.
Scorecard looked like tic-tac-toe.
Yeah, like dice.
Jason, going back to like coming here late 90s and being here early 2000s, how different was it coming up at that time in Nashville than it would be for somebody trying to come up now?
You know, I mean, obviously music goes through different phases, you know, and when I came in, you know, it was weird. It was like Nashville was kind of it was kind of during the boy band era of pop music. And so there was a lot of these labels were trying to create these boy band country music things, you know, and even Rascal Flatts. I mean, they were kind of part of that.
Yeah, it worked.
But they were the only ones, you know?
Right.
And I think the music for them was better, and just talent wise, they just had more of it than anybody else. But I mean, there was groups of like 5 and 6 guys, and they all looked like Backstreet Boys trying to play country music, and you know, the videos were weird. It was just weird. Yeah. I don't know, but it was kind of that phase of stuff, you know, where the kind of stuff that I was really doing was not that. It was not, you know, real pop oriented and stuff, especially more back then. It was probably more like Southern rock country. So,
Yeah.
It was just different, man. And, you know, I think right when I came to town, you know, Brad Paisley was just taking off, you know, so Keith Urban, he was pretty close to that. But even Keith, go back and look at Keith's first couple videos, you know, I mean, he looked like he could have been in a damn boy band too.
Yeah,
so
that's true. Was that like,
I love you, Keith, but I'm just saying.
He knows.
His vibe now is way cooler.
Yeah. Was that, what would you consider like your freshman class, like
Of my guys?
Yeah.
I think it was, you know, me, Miranda,
Yeah.
probably Carrie Underwood, Eric Church.
Yes.
Luke came a couple years later. He was always
All my friends say it was his first one, right?
Yeah, Luke was like, I want to say like he was about 2 years behind me and kind of like the trajectory of everything in our career, you know.
Gotcha.
So, but as much as I feel like he was a part of that class, it was close, but I feel like he came a little bit later.
He was the junior that got to hang out with the seniors.
Yeah,
Met him
he
at
was that
Sonic.
guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. You know, Dirks came out a little bit before us. But yeah, Miranda, Carey, and Church are the ones that I really kind of remember, you know, kind of running in that same circle when we first all kind of hit the ground, you know. And
Did y'all ever tour together? Like who took you out to open?
so my first tour that I ever opened for anybody, I think, was Trace Atkins.
Sick.
It was the CMT tour, and I went out with Trace for like one fall, and then the following year I went out with Rascal Flatts, and that was when Flats were. I mean, they were.
Right. Were you like direct for Rascal?
No, I was like the.
Oh, like
I was playing when people were filing in the show.
that's what I call it. When I was going to go open for Sam Hunt, and I had this whole campaign going. I was calling it First to Four, and I had like a character where I was like, I'm starting for Sam Hunt. I'm first to four.
Right.
I'd be
batting leadoff.
Yeah, I'd be back like in catering or whatever, and I didn't order fucking green beans. You know, well, this is my catering, and they're like, "This is the Sam Hunt tour." It's like, but I'm first to four. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, people that take it would have been my first opening slot was a rap tour. On the Mike Stud tour, dude. That was the first person to take me on tour.
I've yet to hear your rap stuff. I got to check it out.
Really? I'll play one right here on my phone. I'll show you some rap. You say so. Let's see. I ain't
I
sure.
just happen to have it right here.
I just happen to have it right here. Let's see here. Boy Meets World's a good one. Let's see here. Shout out Durrett. Me and him did this in. Let's see. Yeah. When I'm in Rome, that pussy sweet like a simp, and I can't leave it alone.
You did a 360, man. How the hell did you go from that to back in the country world?
Dude, I've always done it both sides. Like I said, in third grade, I got the Space Jam soundtrack and a banjo for Christmas, and the rest of my life, dude, I swear, I was Lester Flatt.
Kit.
Yeah, I did. The Earn starter kit, the Space Jam soundtrack, and damn.
All you parents listening out there right now, just get your kids a rap album and a banjo.
Yeah.
You too could have your own podcast.
Dude,
Customize your best friend.
Yes.
Customize your best friend. Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, rap, I've always gravitated to rap as much as I have country. Like, country music was always on the radio in the truck with my dad, and then my mom was listening to oldies, but like I was sneaking off like Eminem burnt CDs and Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah, I feel like it's funny because I feel like, like our generation of musicians, I mean, we all kind of did that. It was kind of the same for me. It was like, mine was more like, you know, rock and roll and you know, some hip hop, R&B. I mean, hell, Otis Redding's from my hometown. He's like my favorite singer of all time. You know, I got Otis Redding from my hometown. I got the Allman Brothers from my hometown. So, and I think it was the same for, you know, I think it's the same for a lot of people. It's like you drive in the truck and you're like, man, if there's something cool on country radio, you check it out. And if it sucks, then you go, you know, you don't like the song, you go to the rock station or pop station. And, you know, and it's always killed me whenever you put a song out and country music fans sometimes are, oh, that's not country. And, you know, you're ruining it. Dude, when I came out with Dirt Road Anthem, I mean, there were people thinking that I was straight up Satan ruining country music. Dude, and I'm like, I mean, I didn't forget, but like, yo, that was country rap before country rap was happening. Shout out Colt too. Colt Ford and Brantley. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, you know, it was just, that song was so different, but it's the same kind of thing. It's just like growing up, you know, having an appreciation for all different kinds of music. And, you know, it's, I don't know, man. I never, probably a lot like you, never wanted to be backed into a corner where it was like I could only do this and I have to stay in this circle, you know. So I don't know. It kind of frustrates me a little bit when I hear people, you know, tell you can't do this or can't do that. It's like, dude, it's music and there's no rules. That's the beauty of it. There are no rules. And dude, people are savage. To the listeners, it's like, yeah, there can be outside influences in country music. I mean, country music has always pulled from outside of country music. Well, to me, the original country rap guy was Charlie Daniels. But oh yeah, dude, Devil Went Down to Georgia, 100%. Yeah, looking for so I'm not gonna take that crown, but I'm gonna give that one to Mr. Charlie. No, that's cool, Charlie Daniels. I'll give you that too. But I just mean like the song "Chilling on a Dirt Road Anthem." Fucking, I remember. It made me want to do all the things that were in that song. Yeah. And I did them. Well, shit. I mean, that's how, but I mean, that's how we grew up. Yeah, right. You know what I mean? So to me, I feel like that's part of what made that song a hit was that, you know, melodically and stuff, it was different for country radio, but it's also subject matter wise, I felt like it was talking to our people, you know, and I mean, hell, man, to this day, I mean, that's been the biggest song of my career. So is it 100%, you know, one that, you know, when we first recorded it, everybody was like, oh man, I don't know. Is that cool? Is it too much? Is it this, that? People, you know, our label was a little scared to put it out at radio and, you know, I fought for that song, man. And I actually wanted to kick the album off of that song. I wanted that to be the lead single. Which album was that on? That was on the My Kind of Party album. And the label was like, man, we were coming off the Wide Open album. We had just had She's Country and Big Green Tractor. So we were like really getting on a roll. And the label was a little nervous. They were like, let's put a couple other things out and really get, you know, some legs to the album and then drop. So that's what we did. And it ended up working out better because we had My Kind of Party, which was great. You know, it got the album off and rolling. And then the duet with Kelly Clarkson, which was a huge pop crossover. Yeah. Yes. And then when we dropped Dirt Road, it just made it that much bigger. So yeah, did that go number one on pop? Did that go pop as well? Like, was that played on top 40 or was that just country? It was on, it definitely was like top 40 over there, but I don't know that it went number one over there. Gotcha. That's been a long time ago, man. I can't remember that. I can't even remember. It went number one Saturday. At country radio, which was what, you know. And that's always been my thing too. Is like, man, I'm a country artist. This is my world. I'm not trying to do whatever. If we have a song that happens to cross over and the pop world starts playing it, cool, but that's never my intention really. Yeah, totally. What's happening in this photo right here? Yeah, what was it like working with Luda? Luda was great, man. You know, the funny thing was the way that came about was we were doing the CMT Awards. And so it was when Dirt Road was a big hit that year. And you know, anytime you play these award shows, they're always trying to do some sort of collaboration because they just think that's cooler and fans want to see that stuff more than us just doing our song by ourselves. Yeah. So we started throwing around the idea of pulling somebody in to do a song. You know, we were throwing around Eminem and just all these different people. And somebody brought up Luda, and I was like, man, maybe that might be cool, you know? And so we basically just hit him up to see if he was interested. And he wrote his verse, did all of his stuff at his house, and then sent it back to us. And I'm like, this is great. Yes, and, you know? And so the first time we ever did it live together, was on the CMT Awards that night, and he came out and killed it. He had a good time, man. And and I've gotten to be friends with him a little bit over the years, and he's just super cool.
Seems
dude.
like super nice guy.
Yeah, he is. He's very smart guy.
Super smart. He's one of my favorite rappers, and I think underrated too, because like his flow and energy he brings on the mic, so good.
I just love he's just a super like positive dude. You know what I mean? Like anytime I've been around him, he's just super positive and. I don't know, man. He's just a guy that's easy to talk to and super intelligent, very business savvy and somebody I got a lot of respect for sure.
Yeah. Let's see here. They make these lists for me, and I'm so glad to have a screen, dude. I didn't used to have this, and it's so good for thought process. Let's see. When did you first feel like music was going to work out for you, though? This is another fan question, by the way.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, I started playing bars in Georgia when I was 14 years old. I was
14, and so they obviously let you go in. No matter.
Well, yeah, my parents would have to come in, and I would do like these talent show contests and stuff at these bars, and I bought my first truck winning talent contests at all the bars in my hometown, and
that's sick.
And so then, by the time I could drive. By the time I was 16, I had a house gig at one of the bars, so I could drive myself. They knew that I was working there, obviously, and so I would go, play 30 minutes per set. I'd get up, kind of be a featured guy, get up, play 30 minutes or whatever, and then go back home, go to school, do all the deal, But I was a baseball player. We talked about this.
Yeah.
I was a baseball player, and I honestly thought that was my career path, that I was going to go to college and play ball and try and pursue that. And then the older I got, hanging out in the clubs, playing music, I started realizing that I really enjoyed it, and that, people seem to like it, and I think that's the thing as a singer too. It's like you look and, it's something you do, but you don't realize that other people feel the way they feel about it. And then you start realizing that, damn, people are into what I'm doing. It's working. This might be kind of cool. Working. And so then by the time I graduated, I was just like, man, let me just go run this down for a year. Let me just go travel and put my little band together. Went and traveled for a year. I was going to see how it went. And if I was not doing as well as I thought, I was just going to come back and walk on and play baseball somewhere. And,
right.
And man, I went out on the road for a year and just kind of never looked back after that. And I think it was, we were playing some bars down in Florida, and I remember one in particular we played, and the first time we played it, I think it had probably 20 people in it. And we just kind of built stuff like that up. And the last time we played it, it was packed, and there was a line wrapped around the building to get in. And this was before I had a record deal, or this was just us being like a little local band that came down to play once a month. And so I think at that point, I was probably 19, 20, and I was starting to like, maybe even 21. And I was just kind of starting to realize like, man, this is pretty cool, like to build this stuff and watch this happen. And I think that was the point where I kind of realized that like I was better at this than I thought, and so not long after that, I met my producer Michael Knox, moved to Nashville, and
the rest is
history.
Yeah, the first year of me trying to figure out my thing is when I quit baseball in college after my freshman year, I went to St. Thomas with Delaney's dad. I just met my wife, and she wasn't my wife yet. She was dating another guy, but I just met her and her brother and her dad. And like me and her dad hit it off on some music shit. He wrote Sold back in the 90s for John Michael Montgomery, and was in the band Bread back in the day. So
you told me that the other day. I started pulling up some stuff and listening to it the other day.
Yeah. So he was like, hey, I'm going to go look at houses in St. Thomas. Do you want to come with me? I was like, yeah. So I told my mom, I was like, hey, I'm not going back to school. Instead, I'm going to the Virgin Islands, and I'm going to be there for the foreseeable future. My mom was like, you have a year to make something happen in music. And I was like, all right. Because I was like, I really just want to focus on music. So I went to St. Thomas and played bar gigs Thursday through Sunday. Me and my acoustic guitar, rapping on an acoustic guitar, like writing songs on the beach by day, playing the bars by night, and did that and came back. And like within 2 months, that's when the Warren Brothers took me in to get my publishing deal. And
it's just, man, it's the music business is there. There's a million different routes to get to the gold almost. It's just like, to me, I think it's, and Michael Knox is that person for me, but I think it's just having that, one person that's kind of connected a little bit here in town to believe in what you're doing and be willing to give you a shot and gamble on you a little bit, and I think as the person like us, I mean, I think you have to have a little bit of a desire to want to go in and prove everybody wrong. You know, like with me, I mean, I carried a chip on my shoulder for a long time, especially after getting dropped from labels and people not really giving me a chance to really show what I could do. I was like, man, shit, by the time I had a chance to do that, I was like, not that I was pissed off at everybody, but it was just like, you know, I finally had a chance to like get out there and get heard. And like, you know, obviously I wanted to prove myself and prove everybody else wrong that hadn't given me my opportunity, you know? So, I think you have to have a little bit of that drive in you too, but also, you know, you have to have those people that are willing to give you a shot at it.
100%. Yeah. When did you and Tyler meet? When did y'all meet?
We went on tour together. It was right after Redneck Crazy came out. We actually met at I think it was the BMI Awards.
Yeah, it was a BMI Awards, and I met him. I'll tell you, when I first met you, I was playing the acoustic guitar for Colt Ford.
Yeah, I don't remember a lot about those days.
Yeah, me neither. Because all I had to do is sing the choruses and play acoustic. So I was throwing the hell down.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's right. So Colt was opening some shows for us back in the day, and Tyler was in his band. So that was actually the first place I met him.
Hey, I'm over at Jason's bus. He wants to hear some of your songs. I told him you hell of a writer, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay. So I put all these, what I now call crappy songs together to take over to his bus, and he's doing the same thing he does now when I play him a song, which is just sit there and go, that's cool. Which, AKA, means, nope, don't like that one.
Nope.
But no, I played him these songs, and I was nervous as a seed tick up in the day of turkey season. You know, I was up there. But, you know, I played him songs, and then down the road, I had Redneck Crazy was a hit, and then we went to the BMI Award. I went to the BMI Awards and met him there. And then
we were looking for somebody to open our tour.
The tour we were shooting for, you know, when you're a younger artist, and he knows, and you know, like your booking agent and your management, they have the tour up there that's a long shot, the one you want, which is his. There was a couple others, and I was in a hotel, and they said, we got the Aldean tour. And
I think it was us and FGO, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
first year.
Wow.
Like double headers, triple head, you know, Miranda was on some of those shows. So I did that first year with him. The next year I did, and yeah, he had me back a second year. I'm not sure.
He came out with us for 2 years in a row.
That's so tight.
So we just got to hit it off, and so yeah, just rest is history, I guess. And then I haven't been able to get rid of him after that.
When did you start your label?
Actually started it, I don't know, year or two ago, year and a half ago or something.
Like, I think it was a year and a half, 2 years ago is when like I called you. I was like, hey, are you serious about, you know, signing me, starting this night train thing?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you know, so. And then it actually kind of went official, I want to say, last spring.
Yeah. Well, what happened was it was something that I'd kind of been talking about for a while. Something that I wanted to do was, you know, have a label. And if there was artists, I mean, you know how this town is, man. You see guys sometimes and you're like, how the hell do you not have a deal? Like, you're better than a lot of the stuff I'm hearing on the radio, you know?
Yeah.
And so it was something that I wanted to do. And, you know, I wasn't really in any hurry to do it. It was just something that I wanted to do at some point. And then I had the opportunity to sign Tyler. So when that opportunity came up, I just sort of fast-tracked it all and went, all right, it's time to get it up and running. So we got it up and running, signed Tyler as our first artist, and, you know, kind of went to work on cutting his record and stuff. And I guess it was, a year ago, whatever
right
it was.
before COVID.
Right. Yeah, which is like a year ago this week was the shutdown. Where was tour-wise, were you going to be touring last year, obviously, or were you taking an off year anyways?
No, luckily for me, you know, I went back and I played. Typically, I don't start my tour until, you know, usually it's after the ACM Awards, which are like in April or whatever it is. So then we'll start going, we'll start touring right after that. And I usually take the first 3 months or so of the year off. Well, last year, we went to work in January. So I worked some in January, February, and then March up until they shut everything down. So at least I got to play a little bit of shows.
Yeah.
And then we were supposed to go back out, I think, in July. And I just thought, man, we'll take a few months off. We'll be back in July, and it'll be fun. You know, I'll go kick it at the beach for a few months and be back ready to rock, you know. And shit, man, they started canceling everything. And so now here we are, the following March, and I've still yet to play a show. So
wild.
It is. I've never seen anything like this in my life, man.
I think it's coming back though. I think like it's gonna come back.
Yeah, I mean, I know for us and probably for you too. I mean, we have like some spot dates, festivals and stuff. I think in June, and a few things in July. And I think for us, we're hoping to, nobody hold me to this, but I think in our minds we're hoping like somewhere around end of July, 1st of August.
Yeah,
that things will kind of somewhat start getting back to normal. And the thing is, it's not that we couldn't go play shows now, but if especially with us, with all the stuff that it takes to put on a show, to go in and they tell us, well, you can only play to 50% of the arena or whatever. I mean, that doesn't make sense for us to do that, So until they open it all the way up for us to be able to go out, it just makes it really hard to do that. And then in one city, you may can play 100% capacity, and then your routing city, the next 2 nights, you may only be able to play 50. So it's like trying to find those spots where you can play to full capacity. So it's just a little tricky, but I tell our fans all the time. I mean, I can assure you when they cut everybody loose, man, we'll be leading the charge of people ready to get on the road.
Dude, I can't wait. I miss it so much. I miss waking up in new cities and going trying to get coffee spots.
Just hanging out with my band, like I mean, you end up being around those guys more than you are your family a lot of times, and they become family, and it's just like I miss just like hanging out with my guys, And so it's definitely a lifestyle, man, and it's I think for all of us having it kind of taken away for the last year. At least for me, it's made me appreciate things even more than I did already. But just knowing that it could be taken away that quick is crazy.
100%. I have loved getting to spend time that I would not have gotten to spend, like with Delaney.
100%.
Start a little family piece. I don't know.
See, my family travels on the road with me a lot, so it's like they're out there with me a lot anyway. So I mean, it's been nice to be able to be home and kind of see what normal is, I guess, but that's not our normal. You know what I mean? So it's just been odd, man. Just an odd year, and I'm just ready for things to get back to normal.
It is. I'm gonna do a little ad piece. Have you heard of Kong beer bongs, dude?
No, but I saw you at the beach the other day.
Well, I'm gonna do a little demonstration. Can we get a beer in here? I put a beer in the
Andrew, you want to go
in the fridge right now? You want to go get? Hey, there's 2 beers. One of them's like a Bud Light 24 ounce, and the other one's like a Rolling Rock. Pick one. Probably get the 24 ounce. You can just open it like a can. Tito's it is. I'll do Tito's out of the Kong beer bong. But yeah, dude, it's pretty crazy. It works as a koozie half of the day, and then you just stick a little hose pipe in it, and now you got a beer bong. It's pretty ridiculous.
Well,
I meant to bring one to the golf course.
I'm very upset with myself that I did not invent that, actually.
I mean, it's so
is that what you had when you were down in Florida on the beach? Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
We're about to do launch my own. Thank you. We're about to launch my own.
Thanks, bro.
Bit of them, the Just Be in Earnest editions, the white and the flamingo.
Ah, I'm gonna have to get some of those.
I'll get you one of them. So yeah, dude, it's just what you think it is. Exactly what you think it is.
You're familiar with the concept.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, here.
Rip it.
There's your ad. There is your ad. I mean, if that doesn't make you want to run out and buy one, I don't know what will.
Hey, couldn't have went worse.
American made. Only the best here.
Tell you what was wrong with that one. It wasn't
actually. That's probably not American
special
made.
edition.
That's what it was.
Work out the kinks, folks.
Oh my god.
This is going fucking lovely.
Oh my god.
It's going fucking lovely.
Oh my god.
No chance I'm getting pulled over on the way home, dude.
Oh man.
What have you been doing?
Oh my god.
I tried drinking. You been drinking? No, I tried. Fucking.
Might as well just go ahead and hit up the bars before you go home.
I know. I mean,
You already smell like beer. There's no getting past that.
Unbelievable.
that.
And the room
That's
had
the
started
funniest
to
thing.
smell so good, dude.
I think it smells better now, actually. But
I was actually like over there thinking, like, man, it smells really good in here.
Look,
the view from over here was pretty epic.
I don't know.
He turns that thing up, and then
I mean, god damn,
No, but I
dude.
saw it coming. Like, it was like.
Something didn't feel right when I went up, and something didn't feel right. There was too much twist in the tube. I would hey, that was my fault. Okay, you can get one at kongbeerbong.com.
I mean, You can.
You can. I would. Who doesn't want this to happen to him, dude?
Oh, man. I mean, the best spokesperson ever for that brand.
I just lost a job.
To be fair, you've been manhandling that thing for a couple weeks, so maybe it just had some wear and tear.
This is true. This is true. I'm not doing it again. I know that.
I don't think you should.
I'm not about to redo it. That's our ad for
I
today.
think we're good on that.
Oh, man.
Oh my goodness. Hey, I remember I wanted to ask, quick little story. We were talking about dirt roads, okay?
Yep.
And I'm just gonna talk like I'm not fucking soaked in beer right now, dude. I'm gonna fucking move on and be a trooper because that's the pro way to go.
But just please tell me that we're not going to edit this out.
Oh no,
of the deal.
no, this is
Perfect.
We have our clickbait now.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man. God. I'm gonna talk about this dirt road thing now.
Yo, or we could cut it before, in the next frame you're just soaking wet for no reason whatsoever.
That is funny. You subscribe to my OnlyFans to see how Ern got soaked.
Super soaker.
Yeah, the super soak Ern. God, okay.
Dirt roads,
dude. So I had a truck in high school, but it was 2-wheel drive. So fuck that. So I got a 4-wheel drive about 3 weeks ago, and I got it lifted and shit. And I hadn't gone to go through any mud yet. And yesterday I was leaving. I actually wrote with Rodney Clausen and Mark Holman yesterday. Might have one for you, but I was leaving Mark Holman's neighborhood, and half of it's undeveloped, so it's just mud lots, and it was raining. And all I could think about during the ride, I was like, I might pull some high school shit and drive through one of these down. And I did. As I was going out, I was like, and it was construction workers only cones. And I was like, went straight through that, put it in 4-wheel drive, went up on top of the little plane thing. I was like getting all nervous, and I put it in 4-wheel, and I said, woo, through one big donut. And I was like, I can't do it. And I seen one construction dude running out of a house after me. I was like, no, I took out of the neighborhood, dude. I felt 17 again. It felt so good.
Yeah. It's hard to, when you grow up in the South and, doing that stuff, it's hard to.
You can't
grow
outgrow
up
that.
and not do it.
You can't outgrow that. I just look for puddles now. Do you have anywhere I can run through mud? Is there a farm that anybody?
Tyler's house.
A lot of mud.
Please let me come.
200 acres.
I got to come out and get on some farmland.
Have you seen? You got to see. Tyler's got the setup. Have you showed him your pool?
No.
What kind of pool you got?
It's pretty epic.
So which pool though?
He's got 2 pools.
The one right here on this floor made of Bud Light.
Because every year because of COVID last year, before that I'd usually go on Amazon and get a little blow up one. It's like you can get them for like $800, and it's
yes,
it's got the plastic siding and you fill it up. And so
it's exactly the kind of pool you think you would get for $800.
Yeah, I love it.
Hey, but $800, and I'd use it the whole summer. And at the end of the summer, you drive a truck through it and then haul it off, throw it away. Next year, get a new one. Well, COVID, I had to pinch pennies last year, so went to Tractor Supply, got a horse trough, filled it up, put a chlorine tablet in there, and it sits out on Far Beach where I put about 150 tons of sand.
That's next to a pond.
Next to my pond that's slightly bigger than this room.
Pond beach.
Oh my gosh! I gotta come. Can I come drink a beer on your beach?
It's redneck heaven. I'm telling you.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, they've got a bunch of floodlighting. Yeah, you can come mud out there, and you won't have any. I mean, my wife may come running out of the house, and hopefully she's in a construction outfit. But that's the closest thing here.
And hopefully she's in a construction.
They might be into some weird shit. She may have one there. I don't know, but
It's okay. It's all right. I'm open. I'm open. What about Buck Commander though? When did you start that? What's up with Buck Commander?
So Buck Commander is our hunting show, and so the way that started was Luke Bryan and I have a mutual friend, Adam LaRoche, who used to played baseball for the Braves. He played for the Pirates and Nationals, and his first baseman. He was in the league for a long time, but
that's right.
He played with the Braves, and Luke and I both met him there, and big country music fan, and so he at different times he had kind of gotten to be friends with Luke, and Luke was going on some of these hunts with them, and then he met me and started inviting me, which is actually how I met Luke. Really, was actually more through Buck Commander than it was through the music part. So, long story short, they were starting this company. Willie Robertson was part of it from Duck Dynasty. Chipper Jones was one of the owners of it. There was like 6 of these guys that were owners, and they just kind of let us tag along. Me and Luke, we were just kind of like tagging along, hanging out. Well, next thing we know, back then we were making DVDs and stuff like that. They had a TV show. And so we just kind of found ourselves involved in the show and the DVDs just because we were hanging out. And then a couple of the guys left. So they opted to go out and start a new company. Chipper and another guy named Matt Duff. And so when they did, they asked me and Luke to come in and sort of become the new 2 owners of the group. And so that was kind of how it started. And then just last year, 2 years ago, we just brought Tyler in on it too. So he's one of the new owners of it as well. So, but yeah.
The thing that they did, I was hanging out, and they're like, well, hell, we might as well.
If you're going to be here, you might as well put you to work. Yeah. So, and used to, we had a show on the Outdoor Channel, and we used to like produce these DVDs and stuff. And now we kind of do it all through YouTube. So you just go on like the YouTube channel and check it all out. But it's, I feel like a lot of times when people are watching hunting videos, it's like, guys are like trying to teach people how to hunt. And I'm like, man, most people know how to hunt. With us, it's like, watch us hunt, it's fun, and then it's all the other shit that happens when we're not hunting.
Yes.
Like where I ran over the rental car with the D8 bulldozer, and then we tried to take it back to the rental car place and tell them that we hit a deer. It's like, and the car looked like a damn beer can. You know what I mean?
That is hilarious.
Yeah. So it's stuff like that. It's a lot of fun.
I love. Yeah, it's like hunting meets jackass kind of.
Yes, exactly. That's perfect. Actually,
I've never killed an animal. Well, I shot a bird at close range one time, but I've never hunted.
Well, we got to change that. Tyler's a big turkey hunter. Yeah, he loves the turkey hunt. I love the deer hunt, but
I got to kill an animal at some time. Let's see here. I got another question. Live in La Vida local. Let's get a little segment. Yeah.
I think the last time I heard this song was when I moved to Nashville in '98.
Well, we hear it here every week. This is Live in La Vida local. So you've been here for a minute. This is a segment where I ask you, what would be your favorite restaurant in Nashville?
Well, my favorite restaurant in Nashville would be the one that I own, which is the E3 Chop House.
I didn't know you owned E3 Chop House.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So in Hillsborough Village, me, Luke, and Adam LaRoche actually are the.
I didn't know that
together. Yeah,
I didn't know that at all, and I've been wanting to go eat there. I haven't. Me and Delaney got to go there.
Yeah, it's there's one in Steamboat, Colorado that Adam kind of started on his own, and he had been talking about doing something here in Nashville for a while. And so, Luke and I kind of started talking about it, and Adam got us involved and wanted us to do it with him. So we opened it up here, I don't know, a couple years ago, and it's been doing great. I mean, obviously with the quarantine, everything kind of went a little weird, but it's doing great. And the food is
E3 Steakhouse.
Food is great, man. It's like if you're gonna put your name on something, you better make sure it's
100%.
Rocking, especially when it's in your town. So
yeah,
it's something we're really proud of, man. And honestly, if I have a chance to go eat here in town, most of the time, that's where we go.
Go there.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite food? Are you a picky eater?
Not really. I mean, there's some stuff I'm not into stuff that has like mayonnaise based stuff like coleslaw, potato salad, mayonnaise. I'm not into that.
I like potato salad.
I'm more of
coleslaw.
I'm a meat and three kind of guy for sure.
You fried chicken or steak?
Steak. But then, like over the years, you travel around on the road, man, you learn to eat a lot of stuff like sushi. Like I eat sushi now, which I never ate sushi till I was 30 years old.
My parents turned their nose up at I said I was getting pad thai the other night. My dad was like, what? Pod what?
but my, if my mom's cooking at her house, my mom was a great Southern cook. And so, actually at our bar downtown here, a lot of my mom's like recipes are on the menu.
Really?
There. Yeah. So, but she's like a great Southern cook. So when she cooks at her house, it's like fried okra, chicken and dumplings, it's like the
fried okra.
It's like a Sunday in the South, man. So I love eating.
Does she have
house.
A cookbook?
No, my grandmother was just a great cook, and she just, with them, they just kind of grow up doing that stuff. So
yeah.
Seafood at E3 is fantastic.
Seafood at E3,
Yeah.
that's where it's at.
It's
Yeah,
like
I mean,
fresh.
I'll be honest, man. I mean, before we ever opened, we went and did like a taste testing for all the food there, and and they kept bringing stuff out. It was like stuff that I'm like, man, I don't know about that, and I would try it and I'd be like, damn, that's pretty good, It's like, so our chefs over there do a great job of like coming up with cool stuff, and if I tell people if you're like going to E3. We're probably not going to blow you away with a salad. It's not really our thing.
Good.
But if you're a steak and seafood kind of person, like I would put it up against anything in town for sure.
I got to go do it. I got introduced to Wagyu last year, like the beginning of quarantine. One of my friends, I guess, ordered a fat load of it from Japan, and so he was like, it was like getting hit up by a drug dude. He was like, "Yo, I got like 3 pounds of this stuff I need to get off. If you got any friends that would want any, holler at me." I was
Same time. Paying them money.
Yeah. Okay, that's good to know. E3, I'm gonna go there.
Yeah, man.
I got to get the surf and turf. Is there a surf and turf?
There's like a seafood tower. So you get like a
like
seafood
Mastro's type deal?
Yeah, but it's like there's a big one and then there's kind of like if it's just you and Delaney or something, there's like a smaller one. So usually like you do the seafood tower for like a appetizer kind of thing and then steak for your meal or whatever.
All right.
It's like lobster tails, crab legs.
Big prawns. I mean,
Are they open for lunch?
Right.
Listeners, listen. I got something that's going to make your life instantly better. Christ. Just kidding. We're talking about MeUndies. MeUndies offers a variety of sizes, styles, and prints so you can fully express yourself in your own unique way. I'm wearing them right now. I think they got little bananas on them, which is ironic because I carry big bananas on a reg basis. They also offer a membership program so you don't have to leave your couch and buy boxers or briefs again. If you want to be a couch potato, you can do it with a comfy pair of boxers on. They offer a monthly subscription that sends you new pairs right to your door. So with site-wide savings and exclusive sales, you'll automatically pay less for everything. Sounds like a deal to me. Scared you might not like what you buy? MeUndies has a problem-free philosophy. So if you're not satisfied with the product for any reason, they refund or exchange it, no questions asked. So, for any of you listeners who have never ordered a pair of MeUndies before, that's on you, but now you can change that and you can get 15% off and free shipping just by going to MeUndies.com/Ernest. Again, that's MeUndies.com/Ernest to get 15% off and free shipping. This is why I love MeUndies. They get it, and so go get your MeUndies to see why I love them so much. Surely you'll understand. Now let's get back to this episode.
we open at 4.
4.
I think.
Okay, it's lunch for some people. Hey, who's your favorite artist right now? And no genre.
No genre. I'll be honest, man. Morgan Wallen, to me, I think is one of the most talented guys that has come through this town in a long time. Just from a writer standpoint, singing standpoint. He was out on tour with me last year.
Yeah.
And to me, and I even told Morgan this when he was out with us. I mean, I was like, man, you're the next superstar of our business, man. I mean, you could just tell he just kind of had that thing.
Yeah.
And, I love his voice. I love the songs he's cutting. I love his vibe. He's got his own little, he's got his own thing that's him, that's nobody else. And, and I think to me, that's what being a star is. And, he's the guy that I've been the most excited about in this town for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like a brother to me too. It's been cool to see him go from, his long hair phase and boom, boom. And next thing you know, it's Morgan Wallen. Dude.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
That track in Nashville, like you're saying, like some people, you just kind of see it.
Yeah. I mean, and it's,
happens.
and a lot of people, it happens like right off the bat, like first single blows up, boom, and then they just kind of fizzle out. I feel like with Morgan, it was kind of like his whole, his release of his EP and then his album, it was kind of a slow build. I mean, his first single didn't really take off. It wasn't really until Whiskey Glasses really was the one that really kind of shot things up. But to be able to come out and sort of listen to his new the double album, it's like man, there's some great stuff on there, and I think that's it. It's just being able to continue to pick great songs,
consistent,
and he's a guy that I'm excited about, and hopefully everything that's going on with him will kind of get straightened out, and he'll be back sooner than later because he's a great talent, man.
Yeah, heard that. Shout out Morgan.
Ern, who's yours?
Who's mine?
Favorite artist?
Whoever designed Kong coolers.
I know what his favorite funnel company is not.
I was about to say I need to get some different blue jeans. I can't tell if I smell like piss or beer right now. Yeah, dude, I'll say this. My favorite artist right now, I don't know that it would be anyone in country music. If you said Morgan, I would also agree Morgan, and non-biased, even though I have songs with him vocally, but Drake has been the most Drake just dropped that little 3-piece, and I know that's like the cliche answer, Drake maybe, but
well, he's just a style. He's
so
definitely
good.
a stylist too. And he's one of those guys that shit, man. Whenever something of his comes on, there's no who is that? Like exactly who. He just has his own style of how he does things, and I think that's the mark of a great artist.
Yeah. Well, and hey, look, I will say. Jason Aldean, dude.
Oh.
I mean, no, here, I'll say this. Your career of song choice and going out and fucking kicking ass consistently is a scary standard to have set for everybody after you. And it's admirable because like you were saying for Morgan, I mean, picking songs I think is like such an art form because I mean, even sometimes songwriters don't pick the right songs. So it's just like you're a legend, dude.
Well,
Thank you. I can't believe you're on my podcast. I'm thankful for it.
Well, I appreciate it. I told you I was coming, man.
I know you are a man of your word.
I'm a man of my word.
You are a man of your word. Of all your awards and accolades, I'll just do like 2 more questions. Of all your awards and accolades, which means the most to you?
Well, a couple years ago we won the. That's hard, but
yeah,
the one that kind of stands out to me was a couple years ago we won the Artist of the Decade at the ACMs.
That's right.
And to me that was pretty special because, Alabama's probably my favorite band of all time.
Yep.
And so, I was watching when Alabama won that award. I was in the audience when George Strait won that award. And I remember sitting there, especially the year Strait won it, and just thinking like, you got Entertainer of the Year and then you got Artist of the Decade. Like, what a cool ass thing. Like, not only were you like badass for a year, you were like badass for a 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just thought that was so cool. And I remember watching him receive that award, and obviously well deserved by him. And so, little did I know 10 years later that he would be giving it to me,
Yeah.
And so to me, it was just something to me that, I don't know, just meant a lot. I mean, especially when you put your life into this business and you're on the road and you're, just trying to go out and play your shows and, do what you do for the fans and trying to make it work with your family life. And it's just, it's a lot, man. And so when anybody recognizes that and sort of goes, that's great, and lets you know that it's appreciated. I think any award is great, but that one in particular,
that's special.
Meant a lot.
Yeah, those don't happen, for everybody. Do you have any predictions on who would win it? Who you'll be handing it off to?
I don't know, man. I know the year we won it. I mean, I said it on stage. I mean, there was so many other people. I mean, Luke.
Right.
Luke, for example. I mean, he had a pretty badass decade too. You know what I mean? So I don't know how they picked that or whatever.
Yeah, right.
But I'll say this. I mean, he's been just as relevant as we have. And not just him. I mean, Carrie Underwood, Miranda, Urban.
There is a whole
church.
crew.
I mean, there's a ton of guys that have done that. I feel like Luke has been another level, though. You know what I mean? And so I'll tell you what. In 10 years, or however many, 8 years, whatever it is, when it comes up again, if I'm the one that's giving that award out, I would love to give it to Luke, just because I feel like he's been at the crest of what you can be in this business as well.
I agree with that. That would be awesome to see. I don't know if we could touch on any more topics, and especially while I'm this soaked in beer. Yeah, it's a little bit distracting.
Making me thirsty, actually. I was gonna get a straw and just get it off the ground, but I'll wait.
There's enough down there.
I'll wait.
But dude, hey, thanks for coming by today. For real, you are a man of your word. Tyler Farr, thanks for coming as well, brother. I got to get mudding out there sometime soon. Okay,
that's it. That's your spot. I'm telling you.
The house with the baby.
All right, well, I'll bring mine.
Tyler will have his daughter out there on a car seat strapped to the back of the 4-wheeler, following you around. That's how it'll be.
I'll be holding on to the back of the car seat.
Her favorite song right now, currently this week, is Redneck Girl.
Really?
Yeah.
How old is she?
6 weeks.
She already knows all the words.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, we'll see you soon.
I appreciate it, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Good to see you.
Just be in earnest. We'll see you next week.
Just be in earnest. Just be in earnest. Just be in earnest. Just be in earnest.